FM 101.9, we have made it into the Music Hall. Miralee Kelly with you, and joined by two American music legends, you could say, in town for a couple of shows. I'll give you the details on that momentarily. Starting to my right, a man who has made 100 or so albums, wrote a lot of huge country hit songs you may know, most notably Patsy Cline's Crazy, known as much for his songs as The Company He Keeps. Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, a.k.a. The Highwaymen, of course, fellow Farm Aid organizers Neil Young and John Mellencamp, duet partners Julio Iglesias, and more recent duetters and collaborators Bonnie Raitt, Sinead O'Connor, Paul Simon, John Hyatt. Phew, Willie Nelson with us in the Music Hall. Welcome, Willie.
Thank you.
And over to my left, we have, along with Willie, Leon Russell, somebody with just as long a history. You probably know the hit songs: Tightrope, This Masquerade, Delta Lady, the Carney album, organized Joe Cocker's Mad Dogs and Englishman tour, played the concert for Bangladesh, and before all that, in his formative years, hanging out with Jerry Lee Lewis and Ronnie Hawkins, and did session work with Phil Spector and pretty much about everybody else who ever made a rock record. I feel like I'm in the Hall of Fame right now. This is great to have you both with us. You're doing a couple shows, and you're specifically here in the Music Hall to play some songs, so why don't you play a song?
I don't know. Leon, you want to do one together?
Sure.
Wonder what we want to do. We just woke up. We really hadn't had a time to think about what we were going to do. See if I find a good key. I stopped at a courthouse, little place called Hamburger Dance. I put a nickel in the jukebox and played truck driver. Won't you pour me another cup of coffee? Oh, yeah, that's the best in the land.
I'll put a nickel in the jukebox and play with truck driving man.
I'm back aboard my old summer. Then like a flash I was gone. Hear them old truck wheels rolling, and I'm on my way to San Antonio. Won't you pour me another cup of coffee? 'Cause it is the best in the land. And I'll put a nickel in the jukebox and play the truck driving man. Play the truck driving man.
Mercy.
Thank you, thank you.
And that would be Willie Nelson and Leon Russell unplugged as they are billed on their current tour. Let me give you some concert information before we launch into another song. Tonight at the Ventura Theater, 2 shows at 7 and 9:30. And then down to the Coach House Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Bad news is Friday and Saturday's shows are sold out. Good news is Sunday there are still tickets available. And again, 2 shows, 7 and 9:30. And then another show Monday night where there are many tickets still available for the Galaxy Theater show. Again, 2 shows, 7 and 9:30. So what you just did there, is that how this unplugged show goes? Just Willie and a guitar and Leon singing?
Well, Leon has a keyboard and a whole lot of things in front of him there. Don't you?
Sometimes I do. Today I don't know.
No, but he has, he plays piano, and we alternate and play some songs together. We did an album together one time, so we'll probably draw on that.
So it's not your first collaboration together?
No, it's not the first shows. We were here just a few weeks ago at the Coachman and did a couple of shows down there for a couple of days, and had so much fun we wanted to try it again.
A lot of times when we have new bands come up here into the Music Hall, they'll have something special, Bonnie Raitt sang on their album, or, Bruce Hornsby played on it. And it's always a disappointing question, but I'm going to try it anyway. How'd you get together? And they usually say, well, we just sort of picked up the phone. When did you two first meet and start working together?
Far back as I can remember, I think when we did the 4th of July picnic together, had we met before that?
I believe that we first met in Houston at a concert of mine that was sometime before that.
That's right. And the first time I saw you was I'd gone to a concert in Albuquerque, and you would play it, and so I wanted to meet you, but I didn't meet you that night, I don't think. I met you, waited till we got to Houston, and I met you down there, and you called me out on the show, and I did a song or two, I think. And then we kind of stayed in touch, and when I did the first 4th of July picnic, I invited Leon to come down because he had all the young folks and all the rock and roll crowd, and we had some country guys, and we were trying to put it all together and see what would happen.
So we can thank Leon for getting you in with all the rock and rollers.
Absolutely.
And your 4th of July picnic, that's something, do you still do that down in Austin?
Yeah, we're doing it again this 4th of July in Lukenbach, Texas.
All right.
Leon, you going to be available
Sure.
for that? Gene, you want to come to Lukenbach on the 4th of July?
I'll try to.
All right. Our friend Gene Archer's here in the studio. And Denver Pyle, how about you?
I don't sing.
You live around there somewhere, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to sing to go to Lukenbach.
Besides, you've done so many duets. I mean, who's left to sing with? I mean, I think there's your next duet partner. Or me.
I think so, yeah.
We're ready. It's Leon Russell and Willie Nelson. You want to play another song for us?
Got any ideas? You want to play guitar and sing one?
Oh, me, I don't know. I don't have my piano here. I'm kind of at a loss. Let's see.
Some of the stuff we did together. Headed down life's crooked road, lots of things I never know, and because of me not knowing, I now find trouble got in the trail. Spent the next 5 years in jail. Should have read that detour sign. Detour, there's a muddy road ahead. Detour. Paid no mind to what it said. Detour. All these bitter things I find, should have read that detour sign. I got stuck in the mud, all my hopes dropped with a thud. I thought that my heartstrings were made of twine, but the farther I go, the more sorrow I know. Should have read that detour sign. Detour. There's a muddy road ahead. Detour. Paid no mind to what it said. Detour. All these bitter things I find, should have read that detour sign. Should have read that detour sign. Thank you very much.
In the music hall with just a couple friends sitting around singing, Willie Nelson and Leon Russell. I know that you both own your own recording studios, and Willie, I was talking to a friend who lives in Austin, and he's been out to your studio, and he told me that he was there around the time that the IRS returned your tapes to you. And, I mean, it's one thing to lose your possessions, but what was it like to actually lose your art, your work? Did you ever think you'd get it back?
Well, yeah. But I didn't worry about it because it was a lot of good stuff in there, but I didn't realize how much. When they brought it back, there was a whole semi full of stuff, and they backed up there and just kept unloading stuff. It's like the guy that took back more things than he stole.
Do you write down your ideas, or do they just sort of come to you? There must have been things you'd, forgotten that you'd even written or recorded.
Well, yeah, and plus there's so many other artists that have used that studio down there that I had no idea, and I'm still going through all those tapes trying to figure out who belongs to what down there.
I just moved. I'm doing the same thing just with my CD collection, trying to alphabetize it, and it'll be in boxes for weeks. Now, Leon, you have a recording studio too. What do you do there? Do you produce other artists, or do you just work on your own stuff?
I usually just work on my own stuff. Sometimes I'll have some other things in there, but I guess when something like that happens to your library, it gives you a chance to look at it where you might not have gone through it before.
With a different eye. So you're in Nashville and you live in Austin. Is that important to both of you to be where music is happening? Those are really vibrant music cities.
That's where all the bus drivers are, that's for sure.
There must be, people knocking on your door or songwriters dropping off demos on your doorstep. You're pretty well known down there.
Well, I pick up a few takes traveling around the country. I get more out on the highway and the road touring than I do at home. Of course, you're more accessible. And where I am out there in the country, it's not that easy to drop by and leave a tape.
Okay, it's Willie Nelson and Leon Russell. They're playing a bunch of shows in Southern California. I'll go over those dates again in a little bit. We would love for you to play another song for us.
Oh, I'd love to remember one.
Let's see, 100 albums. You can come up with something.
Yeah. You got any ideas?
What about Heartbreak Hotel?
What key would you do?
That's indeed.
Since my baby, that's so high for a wheel. Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. It's down at the end of Lonely Street at Heartbreak Hotel. I get so lonely, baby. I get so lonely, baby. I get so lonesome I could die.
Do you know any Gene Autry songs? Do you know any Gene Autry songs?
Sure I do. I'm back in the saddle again. Out where a friend is a friend, where you sleep out every night and the only law is right. Back in the saddle again, riding the range once more. Toting my old 44. What's left? What's the last word? You sleep out every night and the only law is right. I'm back in the saddle again.
That was very nice. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. I know you have a real affection for Gene. You did something during, was it the Country Music Awards, where you stopped the broadcast and you sang him a happy birthday.
Yeah, I did. Threw their timing off a little bit over there.
That's what those shows are all about. You never know what's going to happen. Well, I know you keep in touch with, as we were saying, the young songwriters. Have you heard anything about this Twisted Willie record that came out? Were you involved in this at all?
Well, yeah, I knew about it from the beginning. A friend of mine, Randall Jamel from Justice Records, was putting it together along with a guy named Danny and the Super Suckers, who came up with the idea to begin with. So I knew what was going on, and whenever they'd finish the song, well, Randall would bring it to me, and I'd listen to it. So, yeah, I've been involved in it a long time.
Twisted Willie is a tribute album with a really wide range of artists, everybody from Johnny Cash to L7 to Presidents of the United States of America. How does it feel to be paid tribute to like that? Is it?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great, to have anybody doing it, but to have the young guys coming along doing it, it's really nice.
Leon, you said once that you've always had a vision of your music being a family band. How's that vision going? Is the family involved?
Yeah, it is. My son is playing drums for me now. That's really good. It turns out to be the best drummer I've ever played with, so that's real handy.
Must be in the genes.
Yeah.
And you guys are out on the road for a while. Any plans to record together again?
Well, I don't know. I think it's good. I think we should be recording some of these live things we're doing. Maybe we'll get around to doing that before the tour's over.
Well, we got a tape rolling right now on this, so, if
I'm
you
sorry
wanna...
to hear that.
Perhaps we can blackmail you. We call forget the IRS tapes. It'll be the blackmail tapes.
For a couple $100 a month, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, I heard rumblings that you are about to release a reggae album. What is that all about?
Well, I have a new album called Spirit coming out on Island Records. It's my first record for Island. And then following the Spirit record is a reggae album that I did, singing my songs to reggae rhythms.
How did that idea ever come about? What were you thinking?
Don Was. He's the guy that was on something.
And any people guesting or a reggae band backing you up, or is it Willie?
Yeah, some authentic reggae guys. They're from Jamaica, but they're living here in L.A., and we recorded it here. And it's amazing how well those songs will work with reggae rhythms.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing about you is you never know what you're going to do next, and I'm sure when people heard years ago that you were going to duet with Julio Iglesias, they thought you were out of your mind, and you did the right thing.
Didn't mean I wasn't out of my mind.
It's Willie Nelson and Leon Russell. I'm going to have you guys play another song, and then I'll wrap things up by letting everybody know your dates again, where you're playing. So if you just want to...
go on the road again?
How apropos.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. You know, I wish I'd learned to play this in another key when I'm doing it on the radio or something this early in the morning, because the bridge is coming up and I'm not even going to try.
Capo, anybody?
I would rip a stitch.
That would be worth having on tape.
And we can't have that, not even on radio. What can we do? Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. You want a verse?
Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Sometimes I think a good notion. I'm going to jump into the river and drown.
Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I take the great notion to jump in the river and round. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
What a treat. Willie Nelson and Leon Russell. Now, make this clear for me again tonight and the other nights when you do your Unplugged shows. Will there be a band behind you or just the two of you Unplugged?
It'll just be us.
Wow, can't get much more intimate than that than maybe being in this room right now. The upcoming shows, again, tonight at the Ventura Theater and Coach House, sold out Friday and Saturday. Tickets still available for both shows Sunday night at 7 and 9:30. And then on to the Galaxy Theater on Monday night. Tickets still left for both those shows, 7 and 9:30. Willie, Leon, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.